Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Today's topic is from logs to action, detecting threats faster with Graylog in the cloud era. So I'm Kenny Flo, CISSP, Technical Director for version 2 Singapore Limited. So of course, Graylog is one of our carrying solutions. So let's take a look for today's topic. So before we start, please note that it is a webinar, so you cannot turn on your mic, but you can type in your question or track. So in case I saw any of your questions or comments, I will try to respond as soon as possible. Otherwise, I will answer you guys at the end of the Q&A sections. Maybe we have some follow-up, then we will send through email. Okay, so today's agenda is briefly talk about the cloud threat landscape, and we will take a case study with Snowflake, which is a data platform. Some of you may have heard about it, but it is a quite interesting solutions. I think there's something the product characteristic carry that breach more seriously. We can discuss later. So the gaps for traditional monitoring and some simulation of the breaching loss to take a look, see if you can able to handle it with your existing infrastructure, like is your SIEM can handle that or what or others. And I will briefly introduce about Graylog and how we can enhance the detection and response with the above case study and some brief introduction of the product architecture and function features. And if we've got time, we will run through a few impacts of those customers of Snowflake. So last is Q&A, of course. So let's jump start to the net cloud landscape and the cloud era and the threat landscape. So we're having more and more cloud adoptions in these recent years. We have SaaS application, we have PaaS, platform as a service, and more people adopt multi-cloud setups. Well, that means you have much more attack surface exposure to the internet and of course to the hackers. So hackers start to find everyone having API, but not everyone really secure and protecting it very well, and easy to be misconfigured for many of the cloud services like API open to the internet without not enough authentication and authorization to protect the access, or simply the cloud storage open to everyone. And there's a never removed issue of credential reuse. So in case it's normal, maybe normal that we have IDP to serve the centralized credential purposes and integrate with all the platform. This is great, but it's not necessary to everyone having same standard or can integrate very well. So in case we have one or two SaaS application, which is we cannot integrate with IDP or centralized credentials identity, now we're using credentials become a common practice, but it's not a good practice anyway. But that in case that it leak from those platform or another way around, then all those credential or platform will be abused or hacked in, and account take over all sorts of possibility. So we need a centralized log management, a real-time threat detection, and a scalable and cloud-native solution that we can integrate with those new production platform that generate different kinds of log, and we have so many source of log that we need something more centralized and more automated. So no one ever able to log into 20 different SaaS application and take a look on those audit log. I don't think we, I don't think it is possible. Even you got this manpower, it's not worth to do so. So we need something centralized and more automated, right? Okay, next talk about Snowflake, which that will happen in last year June, just almost 1 year before. Well, Snowflake is a data platform. We help you to, I would say, collecting data from different kind of like, not security. Graylog is security logs, but Snowflake is more and like Google Analytics and user behavior, transaction, web access log, all sorts of stuff, things that you can gather and convert and pipeline. Yeah, it's very similar to Graylog actually how it works. But the problem is uh, anyway. So Graylog is security. So Snowflake, the case is they got a some account it doesn't enforce MFA, and of course because of the credential we use, and some of the account allowed to be accessed without turning on MFA. So lateral movements and account takeover become easy, relatively easy. So they get slick into Snowflake platform that they can access the user credential, user data of a few customers that are using Snowflake. And the bad thing is they noticed that in quite a low late stage, over almost more than 1 month. So many of those data have been extrafilled to the hackers repository. So there are some customer information, account information, and many others. Because as I said, it is a data platform to collect customer information and behavior and analytics. So there's lots of customer information being stored. Okay. As I said, it is bypassing the MFA, and it took the days, almost a month actually. So that's quite bad. So what went wrong? What's the problem? Why this happened? So one of the things is there's not enough centralized visibility of logs and data. Although Snowflake is although Snowflake is a centralized visibility of log of user behavior, not security logs. Yeah, all right. So they have the cloud infra, because in those cases they not just for using Snowflake and also social media and others. They have their application, they have their online store, they have their order processing, all sorts of automations or systems highly rely on the cloud, and they may have a cloud multi-cloud policy or implementation. So sometimes you see the log from AWS doesn't mean that you can relate to the GCP. They are separate, right? And many of the cases they use identity services like Otter AD or Jump Cloud and the others. So we need some insight that is that account being abused and how it being used, and also database access like RDS, Snowflake, and others. So we now many users is still have a separate data of the events and logs that didn't put in a very centralized platform to analyze and find out potential threats and vulnerabilities. So if you don't put it together, then how can you correlate them, right? So everyone knows that if you find there's a many failed log attempt there, or you find some abnormal data behavior, or someone try to evaluate their privileges, that can be a problem. But point is, if you don't have centralized access, You may see there's a few attempt at AD, but you may not know what's happened on Snowflake, and you may even have the mindset that you have to correlate to Snowflake. You may think, or even you may find that a possible vulnerabilities or data leak or data breach. You may start from okay, check the AD and then check this and that. Sometimes it's quite a long time to find out the actual issues or actual starting point or what's happened, right? So we need some more context-rich centralized log aggregations. Otherwise, it's very difficult to find out. So how can we detect in a Graylog? I will provide a few sample logs events that it may look like in the Snowflake vulnerabilities, but all those is quite generic. It can be applied to even a web server, or you host in AWS, or something you host in Shopify, hosting on WordPress, any others. So, and also some of IDP logs and queries and others. And we have some Graylog detection rules as a sample, but that's not the main point to show you the sample. The main point is to get your concept how easy actually is. So it is not rocket science nowadays to using SIM or log aggregator to create some pipeline and rules and alerts that to find out there's a lateral movements, account takeover, abuse of accounts, all sorts of things. So for example, if you got a cloud trial on AWS, you will see there's a user as using no MFA. It can be Author, it can be AWS, it can AD. You can find something similar. Okay, and Author, you also can see, okay, someone is accessing or not Author and in from Brazil. Well, and you guys know, right? Not much of you may have a branch in Brazil, but as I said, in this case, it is a data platform, which is more internal process to handle data. It's not likely to have outsider to access it. Besides, you got a branch office in Brazil, but it's not that common. But anyway, you may have. So change the one that you think is not. Or you may whitelist or whitelist anyway. So you got me right. And there's some query that select all the user data. Okay, this is very common query, but it is not common for production server to query all the data with such a simple statement, or even the data table is not correct. So you may have some kind of log that happens. You can collect and throw into your system. So if you got a Graylog, you will collect all of them. And there's some similar rules that you can write or generate with AI. Yeah, of course, because AI is quite useful and smart. So you just talk to him. I want to find out any select statement, which is select all from certain table, or there's a large data upload and query export. So we can facilitate those rules and correlate and find out for you. So in case you got Graylog and you have such kind of incident that some of the account being abused or stolen and accessing your data, tries to extract your data or try to access from some weird country, similar rule in Graylog definitely able to help you to take it out and alerts you, and then you can find out in hours or minutes, not by days or months or weeks. So that's one of the thing I want to point out with the case study of Snowflake. So how Graylog help in such kind of a setting? So you can inject logs from Snowflake, Author, AWS, VPN, firewall endpoints, and other data platform EC2, RDS, Google platform, anything. Okay, and then we can set our pipeline in Graylog. We can enrich those log like GeoIP, countries, user agents, threat intel to check those IP address, logs, and username and others. So you can have a more easy when you do the analysis, it will be much more easier for you. Of course, we can have a detection and correlation rules. As I show you, we've got similar rules. Then you can create an alerts. So and then we can integrate your some IM or email to give you a real-time alerts like using email, Slack, PagerDuty, all sort of things. Is just a webhook or other API call, so it should be work for any platform that you're using uh, currently to notify your engine, or even you to integrate your ticketing system to raise a high priority tickets to all those related guys and go into your workflow. Definitely no problem. One thing is very important that we can provide visibilities. We are not just making logs, making alerts, but we will try to put some chart, pie chart, bar chart, whatever chart. So you will those operators can see, oh, there's a spike. Definitely there's some problem. Then you can start to do some analysis and find out some records and where is which account being token takeover or whatever the reason or where it's from. So that's why we suggest you to take a look for Graylog. So let's talk more about Graylog. Graylog is a very easy to use and adopt solutions because we provide many flexibility. You can deliver in a self-managed on-prem server or cloud, or use our cloud service. And you can ingress any logs from anywhere, from any source. So our logs have many parser and understand most of those common logs. And we have some smart tools to help you to phrase those logs in case which is not common, or even logs from your custom software that may have standard phraser out of the box, but it is quite easy to use. And we have a very easy to use enhancement enrichment flow, so you can like putting countries, network, company of those areas, ports information, user information, also of those protocols and others. So you can help you to enrich it, so make your life easier when you want the analysis. And it is very easy to use in daylight mode operation, so you can back that to your eyes, because at the end of the day, we still got into detail sometimes, so it take a long time to play around those logs to searching, filtering. So sometimes it's really important to have dark mode for some of the people. Yeah. And we have a built-in search campaign filters, so it helps you to find out like for example, is there any frequent failed attempt or login, or is it day by data volume or whatever? So it help you to find out those potential issue very easily. And we have a powerful alerting and correlation engines, and easy to use. Very important. So it's event correlation. You can there's a example, so you can have a threshold of time, because if you correlate something from the first day of the year and to the last day of the year, it doesn't mean anything because it's 1 year already. Slow attack is not that slow, right? So usually we can have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even you can 1 hour or even longer. But usually we pick a relative short period of time. Then we can count how many occurrence of this and that events, and then we can correlate with others. Then you can have some rules of percentage and others. So then we can trigger alerts based on those correlation rules to help you find out like Like as I said, you can relate those login behavior to those database query and others, so it can help you to find out is there any abnormal behavior that happening in your company or corporate. So, and one thing is very important is because we do lots of search, so we integrate with OpenSearch, which is a branch effect of branch of the Elastic. So everyone know uh, one of the common engine that we use for such kind of searching, filtering of large number of logs is Elastic. So OpenSearch is a fork of the Elastic, so which is also lightning fast. Uh, Most of the case you can query the log in minute by minute seconds, and you need not to learn some proprietary query language. You can use full text search. You can select a field and filter human underscore language. So the native language to query is possible. And you can add your contacts and others environments, and so make it much more easy for you to find out or filter out what you want to find in case you want to investigate or find out some potential risky behavior. So this is a chart that we can show you, like which host is having more events and this usage, log usage or others. So it's very easy to use and simple. Okay. So, and it is manageable and affordable. License is just a small friction for your ownership. You can still have to still think about hardware and people, but making the solution easy is one of the major point to save your costs. So Graylog is designed to easy to use. So even you are not on a security expert, you're still able to do some native search to find out some possible attack or vulnerabilities or hacker behavior. Of course, sometimes you do need some knowledge on that, but it already help a lot. So this is an operation module. We have a security also. I will talk about next slide. So if you even you just have the operation, which is a log aggregation, even can help you to increase the visibility for IT environment. You can search logs in logs in a very fast way. Even you store lots of logs to your system, and you can get alerts that really quick with our correlation engines, and and we have some powerful automation to increase your productivities, uh, including some pipelines, log handling, archiving, or alerts, correlate anything you want to play around of your logs. So it do improve the mean time to detect and your mean time to recovery, because we have faster response, faster search with our correlation engine and our efficiency of the with our OpenSearch Elastic database. And talk about security, we have to do the SIM right. So we should build for impact. We are not just collecting logs, creating alerts, but we do want to reduce the impact for any kinds of possible attack or data stolen. So we provide a analysis experience. As I said, we can have very fast and easy search engine. We provide pre-configured filters and search key filters that help you to find some common issues that we usually query, like as I said, those failed attempt or login, large number of data exfusion, or large data query, string countries as a source IP. Also, that we can help you to query, and you don't need a proprietary learn and a new proprietary query language. We use native language that helps a lot. and built for integration. We, of course, besides we can ingress any logs, and also we have modules that help you to analyze uh, those logs from common solutions out of the box. You just install a plugin. We already have the dashboard, filters, rules, correlation engines already there. You just select and deploy, and it will be there. You don't need to create one by one by yourself. So it do save a lot of time and money. So this is a interface of the Graylog security portal. We have anomaly detection AI, we have incident investigation workspace. You can do access enhancement, so you will know which device it is, what kind of software you have, and where it's from. And very importantly, we have a Sigma rules. Sigma rules is an open source SIM rules engine, and not just for the engine itself. We have a community of repository for Sigma rules. So you can integrate those repositories, adding into Graylog, it will automatically download those Sigma rules. So any common emerging threats of known vulnerabilities or others, new attack vectors, they will automatically have a new Sigma rules there. You just let it update to your system, then we can have you to create those rules or download and apply those rules in giving you alerts. You did not need to like create rules by yourself or test it. You already have that out of the box. It will be in updates and applied to your system automatically. Of course, you can have threat intel enhancement and lookups, many others automation and integrations. I don't want to go through one by one. So Graylog is easy to use, cost effective, and we have operation, log management, and security for the threat intelligence and signal rules and correlation engines for you. So we have help you to do detection and response, to help you investigate incidents, it help you to threat hunting and do analysis, and of course help you to fulfill compliance requirement. So what we can do on this access enhancement, we can help you to gain context from our logs, and then you can correlate to the device. So your asset will having more information like, is this a Win server? Does it have a SQL server there? Does it have a web server? What version they are? What patch they having? Is there any known vulnerabilities we found? All sorts of things we can help you to correlate with your different kind of data source and behavior, and then fit it in. So you will have a more enriched and contextual information on each assets and events. So we have incident investigation hub, so you can raise an incident from those events, then you can have those operations for workflow and assignment. So pretty common, but also reported. Well, one of the most interesting, important thing is Sigma rules is as I said, it's open source, available for everyone. You can just integrate that. Of course, you need not to let it auto update. You can still go to GitHub to download those. Then you can import what you want, or let it auto updates. It's up to you. It's a easy to use, open source, so it's common to any analysis, and even some third parties, many others SIM also support similar rules. But for Graylog, we natively support similar rules. You don't need any conversion. Our engine is one of the ranges based on the similar rules, so you can direct apply those rules to your logs and events to do analysis and filter alerts to you. So we can have some threshold to do anomaly detections. So it's very good for analysts to do a data exploration to find out any potential issues. As I said, we got very fast engines and pre-configured search, and we are highly scalable, because you may understand that for OpenSearch and Elastic, we are highly scalable. You can just stack more VM with more resources, then you can have a larger data store, as well as you can respond to those search faster. And you have flexible to have more duplicate copy, indexing, whatever you can, what you can do on Elastic or OpenSearch, you can do on Graylog. And one very importantly is Graylog is based on an open source project, so the Graylog community version. So we have so you can examine the log source code if you want to, and we have a very large user community. Any problem you may find, it is easy to find solutions from AI or chatbot or the Google. You can see bigger picture with Graylog, and because we have so many supports and support so many platforms, and enhance your log and data. So that's all for the sharing for today. In short, so because we have so many uh, application and SaaS platform or cloud solutions we are adopting in our portfolio or system, that it is not possible we can handle to find out is there is a data breach or abnormal behavior one by one. So that's why we need a flexible, easy to use data collections, log aggregation, and SIM to help us to first centralize all those events. Second, enrich them. Third, create some rules and detections to filter out those potential incidents. And we need a fast and easy to use engines to help us to further investigate and threat hunting. So that's why we put a Graylog and the data breach case together today. It's not necessary to be Snowflake, but can be any other cloud solutions that you may heavily rely on. And don't forget that every solution itself can have potential risk or vulnerabilities. So monitoring them, collecting logs from it, even Graylog itself, you still can collect logs from it to do analysis and to monitor it. So as just a concept of zero trust, you do need to make sure everything is authorized and authenticate before use, and do continuous monitoring. So the Graylog is doing that continuous monitoring part of Graylog or zero trust architecture. So that's all for today. Thank you for you joining today's webinar. So if you got questions, you may type in the chat or the question box. I will answer right away. Okay, someone asked me, is there a free version from Graylog? Yes, there's two. For community version, which having a limited functional features, but it definitely able to handle log aggregations, enrichment, correlation, alerts, and export or processing. But there is some enterprise or corporate features is missing for the operation part. So we have more export, archive, and other features, and multi high availabilities and others that which is available in the enterprise version only. And the security add-on is also is not available in the free version. There's another one is a enterprise version for a small business. So which is a very small data ingress volume. So remember it's 2 gigs per day. So you can deploy those that small deployment. If you, for example, you are just a startup company, or you have just 1 or 2 server, or you just want to experience play around our security and enterprise solutions, let's go ahead. Get a small enterprise for small business. It's also free for 2 gigs per day. Other than that, you have to pay for that, and we do provide very good support to help you, like ingress, correlation rules, how you can use similar rules, and many others that we can help you to do. And we, of course, we have a professional service in case you want to deploy or you want to have a high availability, you need some suggestion, or simply you want someone to help you to calculate how many logs you should handle or how long you should keep, and how can we tiering the logs, because it's not necessary to put all the logs into a SIM. Even you're using Graylog, you can do multi-tiering logs handling. Then you can optimize your costs on those license and log handling, because log is storage. Storage is not, it's not very expensive, but you still have to maintain and keep it, make sure it's cost effective. Okay, so there is no more questions. So then that's all. Thank you for joining today. If you think about later, you got any questions, just send email to us or our salesman or to our info, so we can help you array. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.